Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade in the
in the
City.
City. I'm your girl, Treese,
It's Nels.
and we are getting into our review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are on episode 13. I do believe it's no episode 12. Lies I tell. It's episode 12. So yes, please make sure that you hit that like button if you have not already.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it because they're full of shadiness. I love it. This is actually really cute. Let's get into it and let's get shady. Sheree. She's talking to our son, Cairo. We see them at home, and she's talking about her upcoming show and how she is designing a set of joggers and has the men in mind and would like him to model for her. So, of course, he's happy to assist his mom. And she lets him know that basically she has put plans in place and people in place because she can't fail. She can't fail this time. She's been talking about she rides Sheree for years, and we ain't even get a sheet by Sheree because we ain't got nothing. So no, she basically says that she can't do this anymore and without producing something, and so that's pretty much her goal is to pull off the show without any problems.
I know she said if it don't happen this time, it's gonna be a funeral for Sheba Sheree.
Make sure y'all hit that like button. I know I said that a few minutes ago, but make sure y'all hit that like button.
You did. And subscribe button.
But usually when I said it, I got something coming. So I'm sure y'all ear has been to the streets like mine has. And if not, guess what? That's why I keep mine to the ear for you. So if you haven't heard, Martell Ho and Sheree Whitfield are supposed to be an item. That's the word allegedly on these streets. We see them taking pictures together and, snap, looking cute. And he all close behind her. They look like they working out together. Now, Funky Dineva says that allegedly Martell said that he's just working on a pool for her. They are not an item. Candy allegedly said that he tried this same scheme with one of her cousins that was on, I think, Beyond the Pole. And
not a cousin,
a family friend. And she was telling her that Martell Holt wanted to go on a date with her and was going to hire a photographer and to have come.
Well, he loved them strippers.
You stupid. And he did say he was fond of the strip club. And follow him around and take pictures, like basically be paparazzi, so he could get his name out there and basically try to get him a little bit of clout and keep his name in the news. So she was like, I just find it very funny that now here he is with Sheree. So I don't know, Shade Squad. Tell me what you think. What are your thoughts? Do you think Sheree and Martell are a real thing? Is this another storyline for next? So Sheree has a storyline for next season because we don't know if it's going to be by Sheree. So we don't know.
So Candy is throwing a small birthday party for Ace. He's turning 6. She invited Kenya and her daughter as well as Drew.
Can you believe he's 6? Like, that's crazy.
I know.
I feel like I remember
it's been that long.
Yeah.
Right. As well as Drew and her kid. So apparently his birthday landed in the middle of the week, and I can understand this. She still wanted to do something for his birthday.
Right.
But she says the weekend they are having like this big, huge birthday party. Okay.
But in the meantime, she got her little gaming truck, so she ain't spent no expense, even on a little party.
I felt like that was a pretty big goddamn party.
For something that was supposed to be impromptu.
That's how us normal people do a big birthday party.
Right.
Okay. She got him a whole video gaming truck. So then Kenya, she sits down with Todd and she wants to follow up in regards to the security and the shit that went down over there. And he says, he spoke with the police department and they're really just surveillance in the community. And she's like, well, you need to get hip on what Cardi B is doing. Like, you need to get you a whole off-duty police officer and just have him sit in front of your house. I said, apparently Cardi live a mile away. I mean, look.
So clearly we know they got some money, honey. They out there with Cardi.
I think Candy was there first. But
no, Candy was there first.
Let me say something. Candy though, let me say something. She didn't pay Cardi's price. Remember, she bought her house back in the day and it was foreclosed on. Candy got money, but she's smart with her money. She like, I got a deal for this goddamn house.
That's why she got business.
Candy gets into the play. Kenya asked her about the play and she's like, that they had to shut it down because of Omicron.
Yeah.
Poor baby. Candy actually got emotional speaking about it because she's like, this is something that she really wanted people to see. It wasn't just for her. It was more like for people trying to like other Black that field for like creators who wanted to be like on Broadway.
To go on Broadway, yeah, because that's not something that
which I thought was super dope. So it really did hit home for her. It wasn't just like I don't get to do the play. It was deeper than that for her. And the way the rest of the cast explained the play, it sounded amazing. So I can understand why she was super emotional about it. Kenya says that she feels like Marlo has a heart on for her.
Oh, she did say that.
Yes, she did. And Candy gets on Drew calling her the real bone carrier.
Right. After her situation where I think she said, are you bringing any bones to Jamaica or some shit like that?
Who the hell go around carrying bones in their damn purse? Drew, you need to get one of your husband, child.
Well, I'm gonna let that sit right there. We see Sheree go visit Marlo at Les Archives. To do.
Is that where they were?
Yeah, that's where they were. To do some shopping. Apparently, they're waiting for Sonia to join them. Marlo talks about how Michael called and said that he missed home and that William was doing nothing all day and sits on the couch and plays Roblox. So she calls her sister and, basically says to her, well, what are they doing? And the sister says that, she'll tighten up, but she's actually thinking about shortening the 30 days because they're not getting the structure that she thought they would. And it seems more like a vacation. Now, Sonia shows up and the ladies toast to Jamaica. Then Marlo lets them know to have a seat, and because they got a lot to catch up on, they ain't really talked since, the mountains and whatever. So Sonia brings up how she felt some type of way about Kenya being on the trip. And even though she may have issues with Marlo, she feels like she shouldn't have been there if she wasn't going to be in support of Marlo, which we already know. Now, Marlo feels like Candy wasn't loyal. And basically is shown that she rocks harder with Kenya. And I was like,
she felt like she was choosing sides.
Because Candy definitely checked her when they were at the house and was like, you're doing the same thing that, you know what I mean? But whatever, Marlo. Okay, fine. She loves to make people that try to fuck with her enemies. I don't understand. So then Sonia brings up the trip to New York and how it was off balance. So for the Jamaica trip, she says they can bring a friend or bring a new guy, but she wants everyone to have a +1. So if there are activities that require 2 people, everybody can still be involved. Okay. Then she calls Kenya, right? To let her know. And Kenya, obviously, we know, is sitting at Candy's house. So as she reminds them of the invite to Jamaica and says, I'm going to have a little prelude. So, before the trip, so I'd love you ladies to come over. And she's saying, I really want this to be a couples trip. And she goes to reiterate that. And I don't know why she needed to say that so many times. And I can get why Kenya was a little irritated. Because how many times do you need to say it's a couples trip when, motherfucker, I'm not in a couple? So how many times are we going to say that?
So you felt like Sonia was wrong in that.
Hear me out. I get where Kenya's coming from, and it's sensitive because, of her situation.
Mhm.
However, I do believe she should have given Sonya an opportunity to get it out first.
Mhm.
The problem was she was so turned off by her continuously saying it's a couples trip, it's a couples trip, it's a couples trip, instead of following up with, hey girl, but don't worry about that. You can bring a friend, you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
She just kept saying it's a couples trip, and that's what pissed Kenya off.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I can see both sides, because Sonya was like, well, you didn't let me get the other part out.
Mhm.
Miss Kenya basically hangs up on Sonya.
Yeah, she was
Let's her
like looking at the phone. She was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Girl, bye. I said,
right, I'm not gonna do this with you. I don't have
bye.
time. And Sonya's like, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. That is just, I can't believe that she hung up on me. What did Marlo say? Oh, that is, a grown woman should never hang up on someone. Marlo, you've done a lot of things grown women shouldn't do, but you do them, don't you? Okay. So basically we see Kenya upset, and says that, she's upset that Sonya would try her like that, by making it a couples trip. And Drew says she knows what she's doing. Like, she knows what you're going through right now. Like, why would she do that? Gotta love Drew for being the instigator that she is.
But yeah, basically Kenya just felt like it was super insensitive. She said that she knows that she's not dating anyone. And she's going through a divorce. So it seemed like a really just bad miscommunication. Kenya thought one thing, Sonya thought she was trying to do another, and
Right.
the lines got crossed, and there
And
was some
Sonya says
disrespect
that
in
she
the middle.
will have a sidebar with Kenya later on to address
Mhm.
how
She was like, that shit
she
ain't
hung up
cool.
on her.
So Marlo, she goes to see a parenting coach named Dr. Hart. Immediately, as soon as she gets in the office, she starts breaking down crying.
Apparently, Sheree recommended this their
I
parent.
don't even know if she got high out the way. As soon as she hit the door, she started breaking down
Can I
crying.
be honest with you, Shade Squad and Nels? It was giving orchestrated. It was giving.
I knew you was gonna say that.
It didn't, because like you said, I remember sitting there watching the scene, and she's like, and I was like, you didn't, like you said, you didn't even exchange the simple pleasantries. We already know that she out here kicking these boys out, or claiming she kicked them out, or whatever, for a storyline, because she ain't got nothing else going on. So it would not surprise me that she gonna sit up on somebody's couch and try to gain more sympathy that she is not getting from us. So she got to get it from somewhere, because clearly Candy ain't giving it to her, and Sheree recommended it because clearly Sheree ain't got the heart to tell her that she wrong as hell too.
Well, she finally, is able to get out what was going on. She goes down the rundown, what happened with her nephews, and she explains that she freaked out. I don't know why she keeps on using this, but she freaked out, and she told them that they got to go. And she said that she called her little sister to come get them. And he's like, why? Like, what happened? She says that she was frustrated that they were taking her for granted. They kids, that's what the fuck kids do. But so she explained that one of the nephews lied about making his bed, and the other one was mad that she went to New York, so he punched a hole in the wall. She just feels like they don't have any structure, and it makes her feel like shit. He says that he wants her to be equipped with, some things to help her, be great. And, like with
Just
these
let her know
kids.
that it is a little bit harder raising boys, especially teenage boys.
So he says, number one, have a weekly family meeting, and then give them a schedule. Number three is quality time. She does mention she does do Taco Tuesdays. But I guess she said she's gonna try and do a little bit more. What'd you say?
I said she says she does Taco Tuesdays when she's not working. And Dr. Tart tells her that she wants to be on guard for making sure that the boys don't feel abandoned, like you just made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's super important, Marlo. That's probably the most important piece.
She said she's gonna let him come back. She don't think the 30 days is, she thinks it's too long. And he just explains that, you need to lead by example, basically. You need to show them structure and consistency so that that's what they'll exude. You know, he explains that, you know, whatever you show them, they will follow.
Correct.
I will follow
wherever he may go. Kandi has all 4 of her kids at the house because Kayla and Riley are home. And can I just say, I love seeing Riley's transformation. Even I think we talked about it earlier, this review, and Ace is 6 now. And Riley is a whole grown woman, y'all.
She's a sophomore at NYU.
Yes.
Like,
and doing very well. Kayla out here working in the production industry.
They both live in New York.
Following in her daddy's footsteps. Kudos. And yes, and they paying their own bills. And Todd is just so proud. And Candy's proud as well. But they sit the kids down to talk about, hey, we're going to sit down and try to work out our trust. And this is something we've really been working on for a while. The conversation comes up, which I thought this was really funny. The conversation comes up about, God forbid, if something happened to either one of us, and obviously not at the same time, and the other parent is, you know, responsible for the collective kids. You know, Kandi brings up the fact that she is a little bit more free with the monies, the finances. And the kids agree. The kids are like, yeah, Candy's the one that you go to. They talk about how Todd always wants something. He wants you to work for it.
He wants to teach a lesson.
And you know, they're like, Riley's like, I mean, I never had to do that. Do you know who my mama is?
I mean, yeah. And she's like, you know, what if I want to, you know, start a business or invest or something like that? You want to give it to me in small increments. And he's like, well, I mean.
Okay, so that's the part, the important part that I missed. They talk about how Todd talks about how he wants to divvy up the trust to go out in, what's the word that I'm looking for? I hear about it all the time on them accident commercials. But you know how they break up the payments over time and stuff like that, or how you like when you win the lotto, you know, like I want, what is it? I want my money and I need it now. So
you lost me. You're looking for a specific word for this?
Yeah, because it's a word for it. It's something payments. It's something, you know what I mean?
What, like?
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. JG Whitworth, 877 cash now.
They're gonna have to pay us for that. They're gonna have JG Whitworth. We want our cash now.
We want our cash now.
And not in what?
Structured settlements. So anyway, so yeah, and Riley's just like, as Nels was saying, what if I want to make a big purchase or invest in a business? And Todd just tries to explain how easily millions can go to thousands.
He was like, we don't want to give you $5 million, and after a few bad decisions, you end up with $100,000. And I can see his points.
I can too, but the girls really aren't here for it. They feel like they know how to manage themselves. And you know, Kandi actually admits that she doesn't trust Todd to be the same with Riley that she would be if she was here, if she was unalived. So, you know, because you can't say the other words. If she was unalived, then, you know. And Todd actually is feeling some type of way. He's actually a little kind of not hurt, but he's just like, well, damn, you don't trust me? Like, I'm a treat.
I think all he heard was, you don't trust me.
Right. But yeah.
Because they was all like, yeah, no, we don't.
Right. And then of course, Bravo being good with their receipts, they come back and show footage of every time somebody went to Todd and needed some money or needed, and he was like, basically, you gonna work for it. So
yeah, Kayla even says that Kandi has the mom instinct and Todd is always business like 90% of the time instead of being daddy.
Right.
And I feel like that's the issue that they had. So Sheree, she goes by the fabric store, which Trish just told me was called Melanated Fabrics. Look at that. She's out here.
They have amazing prints. I want to go there, and I'm not even like
they did. She's out here getting cast members' names, businesses' names. Okay, Trace. Gown. So she says she is going to source fabrics. Okay. She wants to make sure that she has everything in place, and we know why, because it can easily all fall to shit like it has. Sheree says she's making a line for the men and women, and she's going to add a VPL, which is a visual print line. Sheree, you gonna have all these men out here getting murdered.
Right?
Unalived.
Unalive.
Okay.
Right. Unalive.
Because let me say something. It might look good on your own man, but you don't want nobody else to look at it.
I'm about to
We
catch
were trying to stop our man from wearing sweats. Now you adding a print line, lady? Oh, there's gonna be some trouble.
They might sell, but you're gonna be in some trouble, girl.
So Todd comes in to talk to Candy, and Candy's like, "How you feeling?" He says he's feeling like $1 million.
But he's still in his feelings.
Yeah, she was like, "You still feel good after that conversation with the girls?" And
he's like, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah, that's right. He's like, I don't fuck with them. They entitled ass. But Candy is basically like, you can't be taking stuff personal. Like, they need to feel that they have a safe space to come and talk to you. And
he's like, he's a little bit more structured than Candy.
Now he gets on Candy. He's like, why would you feel like I wouldn't take care of Riley the same way you would if you weren't here? Like, why would you think like I would make sure she's good? And she's like, it's not that I don't trust that you wouldn't take care of her, but it's obvious that that she's more giving with them coins than he is. And yes, he does say that he's like, yeah, I'm more structured. So you know what? Do whatever the hell you want.
And not even that. Right. I would understand Todd feeling some type of way if it wasn't for Kayla sitting there and agreeing, because I think Todd looks at it as, I can't believe you don't trust me. You see how I take care of Kayla. And I think Candy's point of view is, yes. And you see how Kayla feels. And Riley, although she is your great bonus dad, she is accustomed to a certain lifestyle that I have gotten her accustomed to. And so what you can't do if I'm not here is think that you are now going to treat her like Kayla. Because that's what you're okay with. That's what that was about.
Yeah. So yes, he does agree. He was like, you know what? You're right. Leave it to him. Just put it in detailed writing. Okay. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to make the decisions. She said, you know what? I will. She said she definitely will. So then she says, moving on, they have to figure out this whole empire situation. And she said that she's been down in the dumps lately about the play. Like, it was a tough blow for her. But one of the producers reached out and asked if she would be interested in being a producer on another Broadway play.
Okay, Candy, keep in check.
Right? And she says after talking to Nick, he explained that the same thing could happen, and she agrees that it's scary. It could be shut down due to I guess it was Omicron at the time. And Todd tells her to just jump into it. He was like, it's 2 shows, that are closed, and then maybe, there'll even be a third one. Just do it.
Right.
Just do that shit.
Do that shit.
Do that shit. And he says that it shows her dedication
to the community
and
yeah.
Exactly. And people would be able to respect that. And she just, I don't know.
It was cute.
Loves that. She loves that. She thought it was cute. She was like, you know what? We might argue sometimes, but he definitely motivates her and keeps her going. We see it, boo. Now, really, Candy, we know you're a boss on your own, okay? She's moving by herself, okay? But they're forced when I don't even know if I want to sing that damn song. You know what? I like them together. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
So we see all the gals, they're showing up at Sonya's, which was supposed to be a prelude to the Jamaica trip, but it is now turned into a surprise party for Sheree. So we see her getting she has an assistant too. So
Raheem.
right. So, oh, go ahead, names, because I didn't get the name. So we see her assistant helping her out, getting everything together. Apparently, Mama has decided, well, Sharon has decided to take the night off, so she is not in the kitchen. And I'll get into that because what was said was very fun. Now, all the ladies are starting to arrive, and Drew talks about how Sonya lived so far. She felt like she should have took a
Booked a
helicopter,
flight.
an airplane, or
Or
something
a
because
train.
what she said, Sonya, was where you
It's
live.
not Atlanta.
It's not Atlanta. Not Atlanta. That's what she said. Now, after everyone arrives, waiting on Sheree, once Kenya shows up, she takes her tour of the house for the first time. And Sonya wants her opinion because we all know Kenya is low-key a whole interior designer. And she's telling her, just giving her little tidbits as she's walking around the house and as they go to the bedroom. Sonya confronts her about her hanging up on her the other day. Now, we see Marlo downstairs trying to behave herself. And she says, she's been going through so much with William and Michael. And so she just wants, she's trying to be peace, same old Marlo shit, right? We ain't got nothing else to talk about when it comes to her. Now, Kenya basically tells Sonya that, I was going through a lot and, finding my independence, learning to speak up for myself, and basically not let people walk all over her after her divorce. So therefore, she didn't appreciate the way Sonya came at her. She tells her she had a condescending tone that she didn't appreciate. Sonya explains that if Kenya would have let her finish, which I think I referenced, she was leaving the invitation for her to bring anybody as her plus one, not necessarily someone she's involved with. So she then apologizes to Kenya if she, felt some type of way. And I'm like, Sonya, but why can't you never do that to Drew when you wrong as hell? It's still giving real pick me energy. You only apologize to those girls that you feel like are worthy of, it's giving clap chase.
So Sheree walks in finally, and the ladies begin singing happy birthday to her. She is in complete shock. She's like, oh my God, this is for me? Yo, this is for me?
I think 52.
Yes, because I remember Marlo was like, she look good for 60. It was like, no, she's 52. She was like, that she is gonna kill me. But she cannot believe that Sonya put all that together for her. She was like, like, especially since they just connected. She was like, she's about to die for real. Now, Sheree,
but it's also the clout chase. It's also I want to be the baby bone carrier. I want to make sure I get another check next season. It's giving that. It's giving all of that. But go ahead.
Now, Sheree said the fact that she doesn't have any white chicken meat, a bartender, and a photo booth doesn't work. She was like, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Ruth says it's giving real Party City vibes.
Yes, she did. And then they, of course, Bravo. They Bravo is shady. That is a shady goddamn network. Okay, they give you a nice little view around the damn room, and it was given. She went to Party City to get some damn decoration.
Well, we won't blame her. We'll blame the assistant went to Party City.
I mean, they go where the fuck you tell them to go, and what budget?
Hey, I'm just saying.
What budget you give them?
Ooh, that's true.
So Sonya, she goes to get the food out the oven, and Kenya apparently has been talking about this dry ass food all damn day.
Patties.
And then she says, if the food is anything like that, they might have to make their own goddamn food. Sonya is ready to knock her ass out. She
says she needs some rum punch to wash down them dry ass patties.
You know what I think it was?
I had a lot of shade. You know what it gives me? Them little patties that they sell you at 7-Eleven. Them Jamaican patties they sell you at 7-Eleven. I feel like somebody. I've never. Have I tried to eat one? I know that I've had a frozen beef patty before, and it was disgusting. And I told you I've tried beef patties and it's not my thing. And I know you thought I was insane.
But did you only try the frozen ones?
I don't remember trying a fresh one.
You never really
So
had a real beef patty.
as they're eating their food, they talk about how they haven't been together since the trip to the mountains. Candy jokes about asking Drew whether she packed those bones or not. And Sheree says she absolutely did. Now, Drew says that she stayed
She
on
got to
red.
stay ready.
And Sheree's like, well, you weren't ready that day.
Ready that day, boo. I said, oh.
And I was like, Sheree, I thought you weren't in it. I thought that was between her and Fatum.
That's her homegirl, though. She brought Fatum around. Of course, she's gonna stick up for her.
I guess. So Drew brings up the point. Thank you for going into it. Drew brings up the point that, there are a lot of people there that like to throw rocks and hide their hand, i.e. Sheree. So Sheree's just like, what you talking about hide my hand? I don't hide nothing. Okay. I'll let you know what it is. And then Drew brings up the only reason why Fatum was even on the trip was because the invitation was extended by Sheree. And that Sheree continues to bring her around. Now,
tomato. She was like, what are you doing? She was like, you're just whack. I'm throwing tomatoes at you, bitch. Tomato. I was like, Sheree.
They are funny.
Yeah.
She's gonna get mad at Drew for her bones, but she out here talking about you at least could have had a real tomato if you was gonna do that.
I was about to say, but she didn't have a real tomato.
Right. Take some tips from Drew. Have your props ready.
Sheree says that she's not gonna stop, talking to Fatum because Drew don't like something that she said. And Drew says, okay, but what about her investigating me? Why the hell she said that?
Yeah.
Well, to that point, I mean, who are we talking to right now? Are we talking to Danielle? Are we talking to Andrew?
Drew?
Stephanie? Who are we talking to? I said, Sheree. That is not why she brought it up.
Right.
Okay. We over here taking digs, lady.
Kenya says in her confessional that Drew loves to fight and says that she should be on the side of the road with a sign that says, we'll fight for free. In Miami.
And Sheree basically agrees. She says every time they sit down, she's arguing with somebody because she feels like everything has to be about her.
Yeah, and then Sonya, of course. Me guys, pick me. She's sitting there. Yeah, Sheree, you're right. Yes. Drew always has something. Drew says, well, Fatum made it about her at Brooklyn's party.
Exactly.
She tells Sheree maybe she doesn't remember because she's getting older.
Bitch,
now,
you wish you look like me when you get my age.
Okay. And even Marlo, we talked about it. Marlo realized that, I thought she was 60, but okay, she's 50. She looked good for 50. And then we see Candy tries to play peacemaker. And obviously the music's still not going. The photo booth is still down. And shit, they look like they got the wine from Party City. But anyway, then Candy asked Drew to sing Happy Birthday to Sheree. I'm going to admit that I actually really love this scene only because I feel like every opportunity that we've had to see Drew sing, something happens. And I used to feel like maybe she really can't sing. That's why they all.
What do you mean something happened?
She was supposed to sing at somebody's wedding or something, and she got sick and she declined. She was like, I'm so sorry. It wasn't Portia. It was something last season, but she was supposed to sing at somebody's event.
Was it Cynthia?
It might have been. She was supposed to sing at Cynthia's wedding, and she claimed she got sick, and maybe she did. But I just noticed every time they want her, it's not like she belts it out for somebody who's supposed to be a professional. You know what I'm saying? So it just always made me wonder, can she really sing? So I actually did really appreciate.
I don't know if that makes a difference because we know Portia can't sing. Portia can't sing, and she sing every chance she get.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So Drew actually ends up singing happy birthday to Sheree.
After they got into this spat. Now, that's why I like this scene.
Right.
Because at first she was like, I don't know if I want to use my voice. And, she was like, okay, if she want to be petty.
And off no bullshit, I thought she was making another excuse as she every time they asked her to sing.
I didn't think it was an excuse. I thought she was being petty. We just got into an argument. I don't feel like singing for you. And it is what it is. Candy, you know how to sing. You're a whole singer, boo. Why are you suggesting me? I'm not fucking with her right now. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she still put that shit to the side and she still sung for her, I thought it was super dope.
And it sounded amazing.
It did. And Sheree, she said she didn't apologize, but she's going to assume that this is an apology.
Well, you know what they say, Sheree.
About assumptions?
It just makes that an ass out of you and me, boo. And really, it's just an ass out of you.
Sonya, she sits the ladies down and gives them a set of rules for Jamaica. Okay, because she said my trip is not gonna go down like this Blue Ridge trip. Okay. So numero uno.
It's not gonna be a party city trip. So make sure.
That's because it's by iFit, not her. So she tells everyone that they need to have water-friendly hair.
I like that. I'm about to make that and employ that. And next time I go on a trip with my girls, I want to hear now. I can't do this. You requirement water-friendly hair.
You won't be hearing that from me.
Right.
No standoffs, which I guess she means no fighting. Then she says absolutely no props. She probably gave Drew the evil eye too. Like,
you can leave your tomatoes at home, as you did. Drew, leave your dog bones.
This next one, this is what I was talking about. No weed. Okay, no jail. She said weed is not legal in Jamaica.
And yeah, I think you did say that to me.
I did. Everybody thinks you can go to Jamaica and smoke. It's not like that. Okay. And she also said to be on your best behavior because they're repping iFit. This is not just her thing. She's there to work. So make sure y'all get y'all shits together, ladies.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys
for tuning in to another review of, I almost said Love and Marriage, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Please make sure, if you have not already, that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
We will catch y'all next week for another review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Have a good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!